All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had a really good eval session tonight. We took 2 wins. Here are the executions on both trades. There's the long, there's the short. Now, I'm not gonna come on here and say I made like I was trading 150Ks or 50Ks. I literally bought some cheap 25Ks with Lucid. I already have Max Hello with Lucid too, but these are so cheap. I'm just trading them and then I'll just activate them whenever I run through one of my funded. So I'm going to take my time on them. But I was basically just treating this like a forward test kind of session. I wanted to try some stuff out, go for some aggressive entries again. And yeah, they're just so cheap. So I just picked up 2 of those and half passed both of those. So probably not going to try to finish passing them yet. We'll see. Just kind of keeping them to the side, but I don't know how long that sale is going to go on for. I think the 25K flexes were like 50 USD with the daily loss limit ones. So yeah, basically half past both of these. But yeah, I'm going to run through these trades pretty quick. So coming into Asia's session tonight, what was I looking at? Well, previous day low was a pretty obvious draw on liquidity. At the time, we hadn't taken out previous day low. ES had, but obviously we were extremely bearish. And I didn't think it was necessary for price to want to, you know what I mean, retrace all the way up into these unmitigated gaps up here before going lower. I figured we would probably just see displacement lower. And then I wanted to, my main idea was to look for shorts in towards previous day low. And then once we got to previous day low, I wanted to see a potential bounce from there as an area to send price higher, obviously. So a little bit before 8 p.m., as you guys know, Asia kill zone starts at 8 p.m. So that's when I really start looking. But if I see something before, I will take it. And this is the first trade. So this was much more discretionary. Again, I'm just trying some stuff out on eval. I'm going to be obviously a little bit more discretionary. So we initially get this wick to the upside here. And at this point, you got to think about it, right? This is what I see. I see low resistance liquidity below leading in towards previous day low. And if you look at previous day low, we have relative equal lows right there. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, this is insanely strong, higher time frame draw liquidity. We have relative equal lows and low resistance leading up to it. If we get confirmation, I'm 100% taking this trade. So at this point, I'm just basically looking for an entry. And I just really, the main thing I wanted to see was displacement. And this is exactly what we get. We get this 2-minute candle closure right here. We get this manipulation to the upside. We get this 2-minute candle closure. We look over at ES. At the time, ES also had these equal lows below. You can see it had like 1, 2, 3, 4 equal lows, and it had, you know, draws below that I figured that we could see price maybe, you know, trade towards, right? So I was like, okay, short term, I am obviously bearish. I want to see previous day low get taken out. I don't think there's a reason for price, you know what I mean, to reverse back up again. We already put in that top wick. I kind of want to just see price displace lower. And keep in mind, this was like 2 minutes before 8 p.m. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, 8 p.m., the volume kicks in. I know what happens at 8 p.m. I'm assuming we're going to run to the nearest draw on liquidity. What does it make sense to do? It probably makes sense to just run this low resistance into previous day low. That's just logically what I'm thinking. So took that displacement candle right there, and as you can see, 8 p.m. just literally dumps straight to TP. So I only needed like the 1-to-1, which was pretty much it. But as you can see, the price just takes off from there. So we catch that right there. Did not think we would dump that aggressively. But yeah, really good volume, obviously, in the session. The session volume kicks in and takes us right to TP. Again, we get that manipulation up. We have low resistance liquidity leading into our draw, which is previous day low. And again, previous day low has relative equal lows with it. Insanely strong draw liquidity when you have low resistance leading up towards a higher time frame DOL. All we want is displacement. So again, taking this with displacement right here. Obviously, my stop is not ideal. I have 2 minis and I'm risking 500 to half pass. You need, so it was like $600 I ended up making per on this account to half pass it. So yeah, that was it for that trade. We ended up smacking TP on that, and yeah, that was pretty much it for that one. Again, just low resistance liquidity leading to the draw. We're waiting for displacement. Is this a trade I would take on fundeds? No, it's obviously not a trade I would take on fundeds, but again, forward testing, just adding some stuff to the journal. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't take that on a cheap eval. From there, we sweep out previous day low. And my idea, like I said, from previous day lows, if we sweep it, we get confirmation. I want to see this be an area that sends price higher. Why? Zoom out. We have low resistance liquidity all the way to the upside right here. I'm expecting this to probably get run. We never know what's going to happen, but as you can see, we're getting a very strong reaction to the upside here. But again, I want to see previous day low get swept and then see that send price higher to run all this trend line, low resistance above. So we end up getting this strong move lower, and we end up getting an SMT off the low. So you can see ES comes down, sweeps out its draw, and ES sweeps the lows, NQ doesn't. And this is where I short term start to want to take longs. So you can see right here, ES actually leaves equal highs right here. Right here, let me just mark them out. So at this point, I'm seeing, okay, we have an SMT off these lows. You can see that ES swept the lows, NQ never swept the lows, and ES has equal highs above in the short term. We just swept previous day low, which was the area I wanted to see get swept, and then price to trade higher. We look on the lower time frame right here. We don't really have low resistance to target, which is the only con here, but in terms of the higher time frame context, we have a strong displacing candle, a 2-minute inversion. I'm very confident that ES can at least run to those equal highs and therefore push NQ up higher with it. So I just took this here. I didn't go break even as soon as ES took the highs out. I went break even after we closed above. As soon as we started, so we formed this 30-second high. As soon as we started to push above that around here, I went break even. I have the recording. I'll post it on TikTok. Around here, ended up going break even. But yeah, that was really it, 1-to-1. And obviously, we end up just flying to the upside. I do think there's probably going to be an opportunity for a continuation here. If we get a retrace and go higher, we still have all of these draws higher. So again, first trade, basically just targeting low resistance liquidity leading into previous day low with displacement. Very simple. Second trade, we get this SMT. We swept previous day low. We get the volume and displacement to kick in with this 2-minute inversion. ES has equal highs to target, so I'm expecting both to push higher, and ES gives a strong 2-minute close as well. And I just take this again, 1-to-1. But again, ideally, you could have tried to hold this if you wanted, and it might just continue to run higher. I would assume it runs higher because we have all these draws above, but you never know. We'll see what happens in the morning. So that's it from you guys. Just wanted to make this quick recap just because I thought these trades are still pretty good. But yeah, code LukeX, go grab an account on Funded Next, Alpha, Top 1 if you guys need anything. And that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.